G'day there guys, Diesel here for Get Around Oz, Camper Trailer Traveling. Thanks for joining us. Unfortunately we're inside, we're not camping today because the weather out there is bloody miserable. But what this weather has done is give me the chance to show you some lights that I've got. I'm going to tell you a bit about them and then we'll jump back in a bit and I'm actually going to do a bit of an installation and tell you what's going on. Pretty excited about these. The Pajero's getting a few upgrades of late and this is another one. But for the moment, grab yourself a can or two or three. And let's get into it. Rightio, now that I've wet my whistle, let's bloody get into it. Now before I tell you what I've got here, I'm going to tell you why I got these. But basically when I've been camping, clearly got plenty of lights on the front and plenty of lights on the camper trailer, but what I haven't got and what I haven't been happy with is the lighting setup on the back of the Pajero. So when we're doing swag camping or when we're out with a camper trailer and I'm fiddling around the back of the car with all the electronics or whatever, fridge, whatever it is, lighting is bloody terrible, and I have to use the lighting in the car, which is inside the car and it's not actually at the back there. So I'm sort of, or if we're swag camping for example, and I've got the kitchen out there and I'm cooking that sort of stuff, I'm using strip lighting and those types of things, which are okay, but it's a pain in the bum. I've been looking at lights because I wanted something I could fix on the back of the car. I need some lighting out the back there to make my life a bit easier. These ones here I got from AUXBEAM. I'll put some details in the description about what they are and how to find these ones for yourself. You can get these on Amazon. I'm pretty fortunate, I've actually got these ones from AUXBEAM to test out and review. Now, so that's what I'm going to do for you. But I'm also going to show you the installation side of it as well. And then we're actually going to go out and test it out in the field and see what it's actually like. So for me, I'm thankful that I got these and didn't have to pay for them, but it also means I'm on a hiding to nothing situation, and I can tell you, what I bloody think of them. First up, we got the book. There's actually pretty good information there. A flash little sticker there. I'm not going to use that myself. If there's anyone interested in it, maybe let us know in the comments and maybe I can post them out to you. This is all the harness, and this one actually comes with a switch as well. Nice and simple on-off switch there and the different modes. So we've got the fuse there, Deutsch plugs. It looks pretty easy to hook up to the battery in the back there as well. Bolts and brackets. So another big part of my decision making with brackets for lights is stainless steel brackets, none of this aluminium stuff. We do a lot of off-roading stuff and the weather's fairly indifferent at times, depending on where we are. So these are stainless steel brackets, and here we go. So pod lights, again with the Deutsch plug connections. With this one here, it is an aluminium housing. These are IP68 rated, which means they're waterproof and dustproof. I think IP68 by memory means they can be submerged underwater, up to 1 meter of water for 30 minutes. So they can definitely handle being in the rain, in the weather without any problems. Clearly, if these are on the top of the car and they're sitting underwater, then I've got a bigger problem. But the other thing about this was, I guess, I looked at a lot of lights, okay, and it was really hard to find something I wanted and being able to fit it the way I wanted to. So with these actually have the white light, but they also have the amber light as well. So when I'm camping and I'm on the bugs and that sort of stuff, I'll be able to show you once I get it going. But basically got the LEDs on the top here, and that middle part there is the amber part. So while they can both work separately, they can also work together. And maybe if I feel like entertaining the kids one night, they can strobe as well, which is designed to be an SOS pattern. Size wise, measurements, I put them on the camera, they're pretty small. I think it was only about 3 inches from top to bottom. 4,800 lumens for each one. They're actually 96 watts as well by memory. So there should be a fair amount of light. Like these are good enough quality to actually be used for driving lights or spotlights. So maybe a bit of overkill for what I need, but again, it was really hard to sort of find the right lights for me, but pretty excited to give these a run. So there you go, that's everything. The next part for me is waiting for the weather to fine up, which I'm hoping to have a crack at tomorrow. So I've had a bit of a fit around with the brackets here this afternoon. I've settled on the 2 that I'm going to use. These ones here I got from Bunnings, just shy of $5. There's a lot of options and definitely a lot of good options out there, but again, I don't want to spend you know, a heap of bloody money on these things. But the way I'm thinking it's going to work is it's going to go on top of the roof rack like that. I'll go that way for you. So this bit here is on the top of the roof rack, and you can sort of see how it is there. And what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to just grind the bottom of that off there, drill these holes a bit bigger on the top there, and that should bloody work. I've got this one in here. I'm just going to grind him off and drill the holes, and then bolts wise I'm going to use these ones here. I originally got these when I installed the Batwing awning on the Rhino rack that I've got, and I've got like a bag of these left over here that I've never bloody used, so I'll be able to put that on the rack and that'll go on the top there. Safety first. Nearly forgot to chuck these on. There you go. It's about done. So it goes right on there like that. Rightio, so there we go. Yeah, that was the bolt there. Now it goes through, so that's the 2 end ones sorted out. I've decided I'm not going to compromise with quality on bolts, basically, because you know, corrugations are kind of a thing where, you know, with what we do, and the bolts that are supplied, these are M10, probably 40mm I reckon, maybe 30, probably closer to 40, which are probably just a little bit longer than I want. Got some M10 25mm stainless steel bolts here, and I got some M10 lock nuts as well, because I just don't want these bloody rattling off. Now, something they do well with the brackets here is, you can see there, there's a locking bit, which is great, which means I can put the bolt in there and tighten him up, and off I go. So that's actually really bloody handy. So AUXBEAM, well done that. It's a great idea. I'm just going to put these brackets on here now, and we're going to start getting into it. Tell you what, I haven't got much bloody room up here, but I've had to back into the garage here a bit because we're expecting some rain. Guide him down there. Drop it in there and do him that way. There we go. Okay, so there's the angle on that one. You can see there the cable going under. I'm likely going to sort of try and tilt that down a bit, but once I work that out, then at that point I'll do up the nuts here, but it's nice and firmly fixed. You can see the bracket there. And so the next job up now is pulling apart all these insides. So I'm going to start with the seals here, then I'm going to remove all this bit here. I'll take this out. Basically, once I take the seals off there, I'll have access to this one here. As you can see, this is where I got the battery. The terminals are there with quite a few things on it, but essentially I want to, yeah, kind of run it up into here, across here, into there, out through the grommet there and back up. So to get this bit up here, get one there, so they'll pop out and there'll be a screw under there. I'll see if I can show you. There he goes. So once I got those ones popped out, so he comes out like that. Chuck him there. And now he comes off. So if you aren't aware, this one here is a 10mm socket. There we go. Clicks into place, so try and be gentle and try not to break off all these little bits here. We'll undo that bolt there. There we go, so he's just gently clicking out there. You know what, I probably haven't done enough there now. I've undone everything that I can see, so I don't want to get greedy and start forcing something that doesn't want to move. But I think I've got enough here, so because I can basically get down into there. Whoop, get a light in there for you. So that's where I'm going to need to get in there. And this grommet here. So I'm just going to pull this one off now. Which isn't too difficult. Okay, so then it comes down the relay here, which has got the battery connections here, and the other one is for the button here. So clearly it's going to be a bit easier to force these through the grommet than all this here, you know. And if I wanted to make life easy for myself, I could just cut these, run them straight through there, no problems, and reconnect them up top. But these are done pretty nicely, and I really don't want to try and mess with it because I couldn't do as good a job as this. Alright, got him through there, and I've got to say, there's nothing easy about it. There's not much room to get the cables through there. Rightio. So I've got the relay in, I've got the battery reconnected now, and I'll just show you how I've done it all. Relay there, on the bolt there, coming through there, that's it there. So I've just got a cable tied on there and cable tied there, but obviously I can get the fuse out if I need to, and I've just got that running through to the battery down there. So it's going up there. Now what I'm doing is, I found just under that bit there, there's actually a little bit of a groove, so that'll fit back on there, and it's not actually pinching the cable, which is nice. Yeah, it's almost like it was made for that cable there. Apologies for the bad light, I'm doing the best I can here, and time is of the essence. I'm not sure when I'll be able to get back to do it if I don't finish it tonight. So put everything back together now. My tip is just take notes of where you're pulling stuff apart, or things you're undoing, screws, those types of things. Obviously makes it easy trying to figure out where to put it back. See there, so the cable's literally in under there, coming down in there, and then the cable's coming out there and going down there to the relay. So a bit of slack there as well, because the last thing you want to be doing is pulling it tight, and you see that clicks in there and that clicks in there, and all that's done now. So now the challenge is trying to get these through the grommet. Alrighty, so there's one done. Now just got to do the other one. Right, I mean the light's going flat here, but you can see that's come through there, no problems at all. So I've got to chuck a bit of silicone on that one there, and she better chuck a bit of silicone on that one there, and she's good to go. So off we go the next bit. How about this? Some bloody sun here in Perth. It's bloody beautiful. Now I run out of light the other night there, so I'll show you in a sec what I've done here with the wiring. I've actually run it up here, and I've just going to re-tie it up on the top here, but right now I'm going to do the side bit here. And we've got some tubing here, so this is 6mm tubing. I've just given a bit of a clean now because I'm thinking once I get this tubing on here, I found it hard to try and decide how I was going to stick it on or fix it to the body there. So basically it's going to run down the side of the seal, which is just pulled off here for the moment. But I'm thinking I'll put this tubing on it and I'll put some silicone on it down the back there, and then hopefully that'll stick on there. And hey, if it's just rubber silicone, I can just pull that off at any time, and you know, no bloody damage done there. And I'll give you a quick look now at what I've done. So there you can see I siliconed up this thing here. Obviously I had to cut that to feed the cables through. I'll put on the screen what size this is. I think it's 6mm, so I've run 2 up there. It's at that point there the cable split into 2. So cable tie there as you go there. Now what I have done as well, I've siliconed through there, so you can see the white silicone down there, and it's gone all down the back there. So what I did was I took this rubber seal off like that and then fixed it on there, and then of course that's all fixable on there. And I'll just show the back side of it here now, so you can see the all the silicone up the back there. And quick look at the top here as well. So silicone all up there. That's fixed under that little clip there, which is part of the roof rack that I had to remove. So what I've done from each cable is I've run this all the way down there. Obviously, unfortunately, I didn't have enough length to be able to run it the whole way under and the whole way under there. The dream was to be able to run it back to the other sort of crossbar there and across, but I didn't have enough length, so that's what I had to go with. You see there, cable tied him there, cable tied him just there, which is to the side of the rack there as well. And I'll just jump up on top here so you can see sort of all folded under there, cable tied through there and cable tied through there. Now, that's the back side up there. The rhino rack has those 2 spots there, which I made the most of. So again, that's all fairly tight in there. It's fairly well secured. I really do want to do cable ties on the main rack here, but I just couldn't think of any other way to do it. And that's how it's finished on the top there. So again, that's all fixed there. That's all nice and tight. And there's the other one there. So that one's sort of fixed through there. So again, that's tied as and definitely not bloody going anywhere. So that's all fixed up there nicely. Pretty happy with it. It's all super firm and super fixed in there. And well, I guess we'll find out in time whether the silicone holds there. But if it doesn't, remember, it's just silicone, it's just rubber, and it's just going to peel off, and then I'll just have another crack at putting on there. But if that doesn't work, again, I'll just try something else. There we go, it's under there with the rest of them. Out there, I reckon. There we go, he's fixed on there and installation's done. Switch works, it all works. I've had a quick look at it, but you'll have to wait till later on tonight to see it in the night. I actually haven't seen it at night myself yet, so yeah, very curious. Remember, these are 96 watt lights, so they're probably a little bit brighter than most would use for the back of the car, and I understand that, and I have a feeling it's going to be too bright for the white light side of it, but hey, it is what it is, and we'll see how it comes out. So I'm all lined up camping now. We're actually going to get out and try these lights out tonight, and it gets dark tonight. We'll give these ones a shot and we'll see how they work. Here we are now. It's pretty bloody chilly, but we're out camping here and I've had these going tonight, and they've been really good. But I'm just going to give you a quick demo before I tell you what I think of them. So with my little buttons on the side here, so I got the amber one, which you can see there, and that's a combination of the amber and the white, I guess. Not quite sure what that achieves, but you got that. And you got the amber version, and then you got the greatest hits there, and that one there's the white. So I think it's actually about right, hey? I think I was probably looking at them, or probably thinking they're going to be a bit bright, but actually works out pretty well for what we got there. The good thing about this is as well, so there's a few bugs around, so I'll do that. I've actually got not only light out here, but I've actually got light in here where the fridge is and where I can do things in the back of the car, or the air fryer, and charging electronics and that sort of stuff. Doing really well. Very happy with these 96 watts. I feel like any more than that you probably wouldn't do it. I know there's a lot of people that probably swear that half that would do the job, and maybe that's the case, I'm not too sure, but with these ones here, really happy. They light up the area here really well. Got plenty of bloody light back there, that's for sure. Hang around, I'll drop back with you in a moment after, which would likely be a few weeks later, and with some final thoughts, and yeah, we'll see how they went. Rightio, so now it's time for me to give my final thoughts on these things. Bear in mind, I've had these for about a month or so now, so it's mostly initial thoughts and initial feelings and those types of things. Longevity wise, that's something I'll be able to give you as we go down the line, and obviously we've got some trips coming up in the future where I'll continue to test these. So every single camper trip we do, I'll be using these because I bloody need them. Now for the lights themselves, with the white lights of 6,500 K, I consider that to be very clean light. It's, you know, it's very wide, it's very clear, and it's very easy on the eye. So in regards to spread around the back here, I had no problems at all, and it was, you know, fairly far reaching to the point the neighbour maybe 100 metres down the river where I was would likely have seen it a bit. But the amber light was, what really surprised me was, it was actually really, what's the best way to say it, it just sort of infiltrated the whole area. It just carried. That's the word I'm looking for. We didn't have any bugs hanging around the back of the car, which is, you know, clearly an issue when you're camping out in the bush. It just carried. I don't know what it is about it. Those of you who know a bit more about lights, I like to know. Maybe it was just the type of colour. I don't know. I'm really not sure, but I really like how easy it was to connect up. The cabling was all great. You know, we'll see how they go with time and how they hold up and those types of things. But, you know, installation-wise, remember it's all hardwired, except for the Deutsch plugs at the top, so consider that for your setup. Something else I've managed to snag as well is I've got a discount code, which I'll chuck up on the screen there. I'll chuck it in the description as well, but I'll chuck the link to these particular lights there. The website was pretty easy to use, and they've got a lot of things in there that I didn't know they did, to be honest. But in the comments, I'd love to hear your thoughts and any questions you might have, feedback on something like this, feedback on the installation or questions on the installation. Now, I did sort of get some feedback on some Facebook pages as well, so for those of you that reached out and are watching this, I'd like to say thank you, because it definitely helped me out. If someone else has seen this and would like to, sort of know some things that perhaps I didn't cover off, then, chuck them in there and let me know as well. And, like the video as well. It helps it circulate. But I reckon that'll do it. I'm Diesel for Getting Around Oz, camper trailer traveling. We'll see you the next one. Hooroo.